Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Just thought I kind of filmed this to do something a little different. I know, like, a while ago I did like a little video which was kind of like a tour of the room. Didn't really film too much, obviously. I think I filmed like mostly like my Marvel Legends stuff and maybe some of the Turtle stuff, but obviously I couldn't really film too much only because I wanted the video to come out like before New Year's. So I thought I'd just kind of make this video just to show off the Turtle collection and just kind of see how much it's grown. And hopefully I'll do the same for the Marvel Legends stuff. So until then, let's begin. Alrighty, here we go. So we got the NECA Turtles here. This is where I keep this is pretty much where I keep all the cartoon turtles. I pretty much put them all together. Same goes for all the other weird variants. I even got like the movie 3 turtles, which I know the third movie is considered kind of a joke, but I don't know. I can't help it. They look so nice. Also, why is my camera turning super dark all of a sudden? Apologize for that. Anyway, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of monster turtles, and I don't really like to put them in the bag, but because they're so huge and ginormous, I mean, I don't know. It's the type of thing that I do with these figures. Like, the tall ones, I always put behind. And then, of course, we got the comic book, like the Eastman and Large turtles. Well, sort of. This is one of the versions of them. It's not, the OG from like the first book or so, but you get the idea. Of course, as we spam across, we got Splinter and hope you don't mind the He-Man figures. This is not permanent, obviously. I was just kind of sorting them out. And then of course we continue along. This is where I put all their allies. Pretty much, this is what I did. I didn't notice it until the whole collection was finished. Well, not finished, but when I was fixing them, pretty much all the good guys are on the bottom shelf, pretty much. So these are supposed to be all of their allies. I even got the Punk Frog, got Usagi right here. Those are the only two that I have. I don't have the weird, crazy one from that 4-pack, but I'm pretty sure that was a Comic-Con exclusive, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was though, but don't quote me on that. Then on the top, we got the bad guys. We got the foot soldiers, the armies. Of course, obviously, we got good old Chrome Dome. I mean, he is massive, though. Like, really tall. Like, I hate to do this. This bothered me so much, but I had to kind of bend his legs a little bit to get him in a pose. Only because if I were to make him stand up fully, when adjusting the shelves, you're gonna have like a weird sort of open space to it, and I really didn't want that. That like messed with my head so much. Because remember, this entire shelf over here, this entire side, pretty much what I did, I used the brackets and the rod or the whatever you call them. They have a very specific name, but that's pretty much what you use to attach to the wall, and then you can pretty much adjust the shelves however you want. The only problem with that is the brackets. Oh dear lord, the brackets. Don't even get me started with that. And I'm just gonna continue on. And of course, we got the shredders. Yeah, literally, these are all the shredders I have. Moving on. And then the rest of them is just bad guys from here. And yeah, I know. Random bags of groceries, am I right, guys? And then we got the Bebops and Rocksteadies together. Actually, I didn't notice it until last minute, but it's actually in reverse. The way that I set them up, that's what I did all the way on the top, Bebop and Rocksteady. But in here, I did the opposite. Oh boy, I'm just noticing that now. Actually, I mean, I don't have OCD, but I definitely treat my collection like I do. But yeah, so of course these are pretty much all the bad guys I have here. Remember, I got a good portion of the NECA Turtle figures, but I don't got like every single one. So unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of the ones that I really wanted. And that's pretty much it for the NECA stuff when it comes to turtles. So on my tiny little spot right here, this is like anonymous, I guess. These are like the random turtle stuff from the collection. Obviously, these are Slaykar and Donatello from the Turtles of Grayskull wave, from Masters of the Universe Origins. In the back, you do have the Power Rangers turtles. They're really nice figures. I hate to put them in the back like that, but remember, this whole section is supposed to be for NECA figures only, the NECA Turtles. So obviously that's not a permanent spot for them. That's just something there, to hang until the collection starts to grow, because obviously they're gonna have a specific spot for them. I just don't know. So now pretty much after that, it's just all playmates from here. That's literally all that there is. So I set it up in a very specific order, or I at least try. It's not perfect. Of course, I put the classic 80s figures first, and then we keep going along further and further. Obviously, some of these are reissues, so it's not the actual originals or the OGs, but it's close enough, to mimic how they were. So I still put them, even though they're from 2 different years, but you get the point. Singles for the movie star Leo. It's movie star Leo, but it's not the actual one. That's not the one with the weird rubbery feature. That's the re-release that, we've seen like 100 times at our local Walmarts and Target. Same goes for the 2003 Leo, because for some odd reason, I don't have an original 2003 Leo. That's the reissue. The only OGs I really have was the 2003 Shredder. I did have a Foot Soldier, but that one's lost till time. And of course, I actually have an old 2003 Donatello, so hey, nice to kind of add them. And then right here we have the 2012 Nick series figures. I mean, they really do stand out. Mostly because, I mean, this was sort of this was like the series that got me into the whole thing to begin with. I remember watching the 2012 series and being pretty interested. And then of course, we can't forget about Rise. I know they didn't really last very long, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to ignore them, really. There's something special about them, but not anymore, unfortunately. And then of course we got those giant like classic turtles that a lot of people really bash on, but they're not really as bad as people say they are. It's just really annoying when they got that articulated finger thing, so they don't really hold their weapons well. That's extremely annoying. That I really hope that they stop doing that, especially considering that they actually started re-releasing these guys, the comic turtles, but in the form of a single pack. I don't know when they'll come out though, but there are pictures online that they're spawning in some places. And then of course we got the current turtles. We got the the Mutant Mayhem incarnation. Obviously, I even got the Mix and Match turtle here. Obviously, definitely gonna buy the rest of the figures, of course. Especially with the Wave 2 Mix and Match. Those look really nice because those are particularly based off of the new series. And then of course we got, original sketch Leo, which we all know. I mean, there's like a dozen original sketches. I mean, wow. Of course we got Raph, as you can see here. Wow. You can actually tell the color difference too, which one's the reissue and which one's the OG. I mean, this is of course one of the weird funny variants where he lifts the weights and all that, which is it's such a fun figure. And obviously, since the way that the collection is set up, obviously, as you can tell, I got mostly the 2012 Raphaels, kind of. And then we jump right into Rise. And we got the new stuff. And of course, I really love this variant of Raph. I mean, why would I not put him front and center? Usually, I put the variants that I'm not too crazy about in the back, or if they're really tall. That's how I do it. And of course, look at that. We got original sketch right next to remastered OG Raph. They look really nice, by the way. I mean, it matches up perfectly. Like, I feel bad that these particular figures get kind of a bad rap. But let's move on to good old Mikey. I don't know if it's just me, but why did they look blue in my camera? Like, for real. My camera's doing that stupid thing where the brightness goes on and off for some reason. It usually does that, like, depending on where I'm at in the room, lighting-wise. So I do apologize if it's coming off like that. Hopefully it kind of comes back. There we go. Now, there we go. Very nice. We got a bunch of Mikeys here. Oh my goodness, such a difference with the color tone. And then we go like straight back to just darkening and all that, and just look how cool that looks. Donatello's my man. Like, come on, he's one of my favorite turtles out of the bunch. I don't know why, I just really like Donnie. I feel bad because out of a lot of the figures throughout the years, for some odd reason, from what I've heard, he's the one that kind of gets least produced because he's everyone's least favorite. Yeah, and then we got Ninja Turtles, the next mutation. But this was a really cool looking figure, despite the weird arch posing. As I even got that one too. So yeah, I mean, and then of course we got the 2003. You see what I mean? I got so many of them. I even got this one, which that was my favorite because of the bike. I like how he just kind of stands out. Yeah. Not much going on for the 2012 series, unfortunately, but then of course we move on, and then we get to the new series. etc. And then of course we move on with the allies. We got Splinter. I even got the new Metalhead next to the 2012 one. And then so on. Pretty much this whole thing is just the allies again. That's pretty much what it is. You even got Worm and Muckman. You got Genghis alongside the other Genghis, Attila, King Attila, Mondo Gecko. You get the gist of it. And then of course the top is the bad guys, which I wish I could show off more, but I'm not too tall, as you can see. This is pretty much how the whole thing is set up, so it's like, wow. I am not very tall, as you can see. And of course we got kind of this going on. I mean, I know that looks really weird. And then down here, that's where I put my Toy Biz Marvel figures. This whole bottom part is like a mess. I'm not even gonna show it. I'm just gonna show a little bit of the bad guys, and then I'm gonna end the video. There we go. You got the foots. I even got the Mechazoid. Look, I know that he's not really a foot, but you get the idea. Then we got the Bebops, Rocksteadies, and then of course the Shredders. Oh yes, I even got the rare like 4-armed and claw Shredders. And for what I've heard, they are considered rare. I mean, again, I know I did pay like a weird crazy price for them, but I don't really remember how much. But I'll probably get more into that some other time. We continue on, and we got more of the bad guys. Hold on, my camera is acting weird again. Hold up. Okay, there we go. And I try to put like the main bad guys together. So of course I put Dragon Lord, I put Krang, and then I put Bishop, the Mech, and then of course we got Baxter with Superfly. And obviously there's room for more, but I don't have another shelf, so unfortunately that's pretty much it for now turtle wise. So some of my other figures are scattered, but luckily I don't really have too much, so I could definitely still collect as many as I want. So that's fantastic. Also, originally I wanted Drax Barum to be up in the front, but I don't know, it was just no use, unfortunately. So that's pretty much it for the most part. So yeah, that's about it. Just thought I kind of, make this video just to show off how much the collection has grown. And of course, normally I don't do videos like these often. I don't really particularly show off my collection as often as I probably should. Especially considering I'm supposed to do a bunch of toy reviews and I don't end up doing them, but hopefully that'll change in the future. Lots of stuff to cover pretty much. Hopefully I'll do the same thing for my Marvel Legends collection and my G.I. Joes. Hopefully I'll start to show them off too in a future video. Just kind of make this, just to kind of show off to see where we're at, since I always talk about them all the time. It only makes sense, right? I mean, why wouldn't I, So yeah, that's about it for the most part. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.